Bitcoin just hit $111,000, breaking through a new all-time high. But I'm gonna tell you why that's not a reason to celebrate. At least not for the majority of crypto investors. So let's get started. Most investors don't even have $10,000 in their bank accounts. The average crypto investor is very far from owning one entire Bitcoin. To put things in perspective, when I invest in crypto, I'm always aiming to a 5x, a 10x, or a 50x, or a 100x. That's not the case for Bitcoin, not anymore. A vast minority of investors, in fact, purchase Bitcoin below $10,000 or $5,000, and that's life-changing gains. But for the majority of investors, the life-changing opportunity with Bitcoin is over a long time ago. Now, let's think about XRP for a second. Just a couple of months ago, XRP was trading at 50 cents, was sideways for months at 50 cents. BTC at the time was $70,000. Do the math. XRP went up over 500%. So considering you decided to buy Bitcoin instead, you are up barely 30%. You can get better returns in real estate than just holding Bitcoin without the volatility. So the point I'm trying to make here, let's pretend that one day BTC is going to go to $500,000. That's likely not going to happen, but let's make the best case scenario for BTC. That's a 5x from current levels. You could just better buy Stellar, XLM, and hold for a couple of months. XLM's trading at 30 cents. If Stellar goes to $3, that's a 10x. You outperform the best case scenario for BTC. If you look at the charts of Bitcoin right now, that's just speculation. The volumes is still extremely low. There's no real usage for Bitcoin. So they're making this massive propaganda now, and you're gonna see some of your normie friends on the Instagram pulling out screenshots, Bitcoin at $100,000. These people don't even own 0.1 BTC. What are they celebrating? Well, if you are an OG on this space and you bought and held BTC below $5,000 or $1,000, you just hit 100x. That's a reason to celebrate. I totally understand you are excited about the price. If you want 100 plus BTC or at least 50 BTC, yes, you should be excited. But that's not the reality for all crypto investors. That's actually just a minority of investors own one entire BTC. You have far better chances of investing on technologies, disruptive technologies just like XRP, XLM, HBAR, Algorand, all undervalued currencies with real world utility, versus Bitcoin, which is an outdated technology, zero use case, extremely high transaction fees. If there's too much people using the network, it just gets severely congested. Can't even use it for daily transactions. It has failed as a currency. And honestly, Satoshi never meant BTC to be a store of value. It's not a store of value. I'm telling you straight on your face. Stellar to $3 is a 10x. What do you think is going to happen first? Stellar to hit $3 or BTC to hit 500,000, which would be just a 5x. That's not life-changing gains. Unless you are a multi-millionaire hedge fund or you own 50 or 100 BTCs, you shouldn't even be celebrating. Just zoom out the chart. XRP has massively outperformed BTC this cycle. And if you just couldn't realize, I have said 1,000 times, XRP at 50 cents, it's far better of an investment than BTC at $70,000. The reality is on the charts. XRP is still up 500%. And I will tell you one more time, XRP at $2.40, it's a no-brainer. It's far better investment than BTC at $70,000 or $100,000 or near the all-time high, which is even more insane. With XRP, at least you can own one entire XRP, hundreds of XRPs. Most people can't even afford one entire BTC. That's a waste of time. They're pulling out a strong propaganda. Now we're going to see BTC all over the news so that retail investors start to come in near the all-time high as they always do, and the institutions just start to cash out. That's what they always been doing in the past cycles. The institutions are ready to pull the trigger, and let's be honest, we are at a low liquidity environment. It's very easy to artificially inflate BTC price using Tether, for example, USDT, turning on the printing machines or the minting machines in this case. But by the way, they operate in a very similar way to the Fed. Same people involved. That's the hint. It's very easy to bring the price up so you can create headlines in a low liquidity environment. That's exactly what's playing out right now. But you know what's even easier? To market sell thousands of BTC and drop the price 30% instantly because there's no support levels. It's not a real price action. That's just a bait for retail investors to come in near the all-time high so they can cash out. Has no use case. It's Not me saying that, far more important people than me have said that multiple times. Watch what the European Central Bank is doing, the International Monetary Fund, the Bank of International Settlements, the World Bank. All of the tier 1 financial institutions are praising technologies like Ripple's XRP, XLM, HBAR, Algorand. They have destroyed BTC in public multiple times because they are telling you what's going to happen next. And in this case, they are telling you BTC is the bait, the beta test coin. That's why I should stay away from it, especially near the all-time high. There's nothing to celebrate here. I'm going to give you a practical example. I first bought BTC when it was $16,000. Had sold my car, was just a teenager back there. I invested like $4,000. At around $64,000, I sold for a 4x. That was far away from being life-changing gains. I didn't have a lot of money back there, so it made much more sense, for example, to purchase XRP at 16 cents and 50 cents as I did. The returns were far greater despite the SEC attacks towards Ripple and XRP and all the noise from BTC maxis. The returns were significantly greater than BTC, so I don't regret my decision, and I'm telling you, BTC is barely keeping up with inflation. If you buy now, it goes to 200k, not even a 2x from here. Good luck. Done.